Hi guys, this video right here is the answer key to the review that you should have already done. If you have any questions, make sure you get those answered before Friday. Whether you email me and I'll get back to you, or talk to Mrs. Yates. Oh, already made a mistake. Well, isosceles trapezoid. What do we know? We know that these two angles will add to 180. So we got 3x plus 12 plus x minus 4 is equal to 180. It is a 4. And let's see, in solving that, I get 4x. 12 minus 4 is 8, is 180. So I got 4x is equal to 172. And when I divide that, I get 43. So x is equal to 43. So the value of x is 43. Now I'll talk through these other ones, but there again the answers are there. Damon quadrilateral does not have diagonals that bisect each other. A kite and a trapezoid do not. Okay, number 2, name a quad with congruent diagonals, rectangle, and an isosceles trapezoid. Number 3, name a quadrilateral whose diagonals are perpendicular. Kites are, and so is a rhombus. Oh, I can actually add one more right there, folks, and that would also be a square, because a square is a rhombus. And 4, name a quadrilateral with only one pair of parallel sides, a trapezoid. One pair, only one pair. Number 5, name the quadrilateral that has two pairs of adjacent congruent sides. That's what a kite is. That's the definition of a kite. And we'll go to the other side. Number 6, how long is each side of a square whose perimeter is 36? 4 equal sides is 36, so each side is 9. Well, you can think of this way also. 4s is 36, so s is 9. Okay, 7, name a property of parallelogram other than it has two pairs of parallel sides. Parallelogram, two pairs of congruent sides, two pairs of congruent angles, and let's see, another property that it has. You might say that the adjacent angles add to 180. That's a property also, since they're parallel. Okay, number 8. What do we know about the base angles of an isosceles trapezoid? They are both congruent. Whether they're both at the bottom, both at the top. Remember, the legs connect the bases. They're parallel sides. Number 9. What do the angles of any quadrilateral sum up to? 360. Name each figure shown. Well, that's a rectangle. I got right angles in the corner. Number 3, I've got number 11. I have parallel sides. That's the trapezoid. Number 12, just a four-sided figure. No marks at all. It's a quadrilateral. Find the measure of all the numbered angles. Well, you see the answers over there to the right. I'll help you set them up. You know 47 plus angle 13 have to add to 180. So you can solve that. Angle 13 then is 133. Well, 13 and 14 are equal. So once we figure out one, we figure out the other. So there again, add adjacent ones and set the base angles equal to each other, congruent. Now, how are we going to do this? Well, number 15 is 90. Why? Because we know the diagonals of a kite are perpendicular. We know 16 is 36 because it's the same as that. Okay? Now we need to find 17. Well, I know I have 90, and I have 36. And when I have angle 17, I have to get 180. When I solve for that angle 17, that would be 54. Graph the quadrilateral alignment. You graph the points, connect them. What do you find? You find that sides are congruent. Why? Well, just like yesterday, the triangle right there is the same on both sides. It's 2 by 4. Okay, and the one up top, I'm going to do that in blue, is 1 by 2. 1 by 2. Okay, so when I go down here to the last question, prove that, show the distances, I'm going to do it this way. I'm simply going to go the square root. Oh, I'll do the blue one first. 1 squared plus 2 squared. That's 1 plus 4 is 5, so we have the square root of 5. The green pair, on the other hand, would be like this. This 4 and 2 also is to be the square root of 4 squared plus 2 squared. That's 16 plus 4 makes 20. You got the square root of 20. We're going to be able to simplify that. Let's see. 4 goes into that. 4 times 5. Square root of 4 is 2. And you got 5 left over. Okay. Question 20. Find the value of x. Of x if the quadrilateral is a kite. Okay. 5x plus 21. 2x plus 3 is equal to 90. Why? Because that's 90. And what's on that side is also on this side. Because that diagonal bisects the angle. And when you solve that, you end up with about 5.6. That's probably around the answer. And lastly, 21. Well, I got to find all the angles here. Well, if we know the bottom part is 33, we know it's got to equal that part. It's got to be the same. A is also 33. We have an isosceles triangle, so that's the same. Now, what's B? Well, B plus 33 plus 33 is 180. That's B plus 66 is 180. So B is 114. 114. And B and D are the same. So D is also 114 because they're opposite. Well, like before, we can figure this out. We know that B is opposite, so it's 112. Okay, we know that A and 112 make 180. So when we can solve that, we get A equals, let's see here, 58. No, am I wrong? Yes, I am wrong. Calculator messed it up in my head. 68. Okay, and that's our answer there. A and C are also congruent. They would be equal. 23. 23, let me think here. We got 116. Okay, that means I can figure out B. B plus 116 has to be 180. So B is, again, 64. If B is 64, I know the outside angle has to equal the 2 on the inside. That one and this one over here. So 64 is equal to, and those are congruent, we'll just say 2A. So when I divide by 2, I get A is 32. Okay? Finally, same thing with the bottom right here. We can think this way. If that's 32, that is also 32. And those two things make 90. So in red, C plus 32 is 90. When I subtract that, I get the answer 58. You'll notice 116 divided by 2 is also 58. So that would have been another way we could have figured out that same problem. Two separate methods there. Okay. Find the missing point to the given parallelogram using ACBD. Notice how it was connected. A is connected to C and then to B, and we're trying to find this point D. So it doesn't really matter what side you're saying is parallel. We want to be a parallelogram. Right here is 1, 1. That over here, it's got to be parallel to CB, so that's 1, 1. It's the same thing. Okay? The same thing. We got CB being 1, 1, so from A we go over 1 and down 1, and we have point D. Okay, D is point -30. 25, determine the figure of the parallelogram. If yes, tell which reason. Well, I look right there. I got one pair of parallel and congruent sides. That's my one reason. And that's it. Don't forget, test tomorrow. Good luck.